this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. Looking at the MACDs, the moving averages, the day's support, resistance and pivot levels, and the Fibonacci's. It is Monday the 22nd of March. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar and the hourly candlesticks bearish start to the day here. Can we need to see Bitcoin move back through the pivot at 57,602 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 58,848. We need to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break out from yesterday's high that was at 58,584. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 59 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, could see Bitcoin test resistance at the swing high 61,699 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 60,239. Failure to move through the pivot would bring the first major support level at 55,621 into play. Barring another sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should stay close sub 55,000 levels. Second major support level sits at 53,875. Looking at the MACD, we've got a marked narrowing of the bullish histograms this morning, so we could see a possible bearish cross, so keep an eye on that through the early part of the day. On the EMAs, also bearish indicator, the 50 has pulled back from 100 and narrowed on the 200, suggesting downside through the morning. To keep through the early part of the day, move back through the pivot at 57,602 and through to 58,000 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, also bearish this morning. Going to need to see Ethereum move back through the pivot at 1784 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 1819. We'll need support from the broader market for Ethereum to break out from yesterday's high that was 1818.86. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, could see Ethereum test resistance at 1900 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 1854. Failure to move back through the pivot would bring the first major support level at 1749 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should stay clear of sub 1700s. Second major support level at 1713 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACD, we've got a marked narrowing of the bullish histogram and a possible bearish cross this morning, so keep an eye on that. On the EMAs, it's also a bearish indicator. 50's pulled back from the 100 and looks to possibly cross through the 200, a bearish cross that has supported the early downside this morning. So keep through the early part of the day, move back through the pivot at 1784 and back through to 1800 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play. Across to Litecoin against the US dollar, also bearish. We're going to see Litecoin move back through the 23.6% fib at 195 and through the pivot level at 197 to bring the first major resistance level at 201 into play. We'll need to see support from the broader market for Litecoin to break back through to 200s. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 201.95 to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, could see Litecoin test resistance at 210 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 206. Failure to move back through the 23.6% fib and through the pivot would leave the first major support level sitting at 191 into play. Barring an extended sell-off through the day, Litecoin should stay clear of sub 185s. Second major support level at 187 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACD, we've got a bearish cross this morning, supporting this early morning pullback. On the EMAs, the 50 has also pulled further back from the 100 and the 200, indicating a bearish morning ahead. So keep through the early part of the day, move back through the 23.6% fib and through the pivot at 197 to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will remain in play. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against US dollar, bearish morning. Needs to see Ripple's XRP move through the pivot at 0.5196 to bring the first major resistance level sitting at 0.5483 into play. We'll need to see support from the broader market, however, for Ripple's XRP to break back through the 23.6% fib at 0.5320. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 0.5458 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, could see Ripple's XRP test resistance at 0.58 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 0.5694. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 0.4935 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should still work over sub 0.45. We have the second major support level at 0.4699 and the 38.2% fib at 0.4632 limit for download. Looking at the MACD, we've got a bearish cross this morning and a widening of the bearish histograms supporting this early morning pullback. On the EMA, 50 is holding its ground, however on the 100 and the 200, so I need to keep an eye on that through the morning. So keep through the early part of the day, move through the pivot at 0.5196 to bring the 23.6% fib and the first major resistance level at 0.5483 into play. Failure to do that and support levels will remain in play.